on the face of it, termination could have been a positive thing, perhaps for Native Americans, because it seemed to promise to reduce their dependence on an inept government agency and to grant them the privileges of full American citizenship. But your grandfather was very active in fighting against this policy of termination. Could you tell me why?
Well, in the first place, American Indians had full citizenship. They had fought in World War I without citizenship. They had volunteered and were given citizenship after World War I. So they were full citizens. But having been reduced from huge hunting territories to small, as the Turtle Mountains is, tiny reservations, having been told they had to have a new way of life, having had their children removed to boarding schools, they were not doing so well. In the 50s, you saw maybe the worst time for many tribal people. It was a time where unemployment was as high as 90% some places. And so what I'm saying here is that when you change a people's entire way of life, and when there's a historical trauma of this sort, where people have been reduced by disease after disease, it takes generation after generation after generation to come back from that. And I think the U.S. government got tired. I think there was a weariness with the Indian problem. What should we do?
And they wanted just to
And
go
so
away.
it was, let's just make them into mainstream Americans. But you know what that means? There's always a subtext here. The subtext is, you will be able to sell your land. Native Americans are, of course, holding on to land is crucial to Native nations. And being able to sell it, for one individual to sell it, would have meant that the land passed quickly out of Native hands. At the time it was in federal trust. So you could sell among Native people, and that reservation would remain intact. But with termination, people who are very, very poor would be able to have, their one possession would be their land, and it would go.
To the highest bidder.
And it did, to the highest bidder in case after case.